I'm talking to you today about the appalling decision by the Morrison government to spend $90 billion of public funds to purchase nuclear-powered submarines from the United States. This is after many years of spending hundreds of millions of dollars to get the French to build submarines for us. So what do we have to show for years spent purchasing submarines from the French and hundreds of millions of dollars? Nothing. Zero. Zilch. It's scandalous the amount of money the Morrison government's wasted. I'm here in Cairns, and outside the local fishmonger, I've got more behind me than the Morrison government's been able to produce with all that time and money. Someone said to me, do we need that money spent on submarines? Of course we don't. That money could be much better spent on health and education, improving the quality of life of our citizens now and into the future. A much better use of money. So why are they going down this track? It's all about having a national security election, trying to make people feel scared. And what do you do when you feel scared? You sidle up to the biggest bully in the schoolyard, the United States, in the hope that they're going to look after you. That's a pretty pathetic approach to life. It's the behaviour of a coward. A proud nation stands on its own 2 feet and negotiates its way forward with other countries in the region. Simply look at the approach of the New Zealand government and the New Zealand people. A strong, independent people knowing their place in the region, not needing to sidle up to the United States or form a strategic alliance. New Zealand puts forward its own interests, and they'll work with anyone to advance their cause and their strategic interests. Why can't Australia have that courage, that independence? Because we haven't got a strong leader like Jacinda Ardern. We've got a weak, pathetic leader in Scott Morrison. And of course, New Zealand brings us to another point. Guess what? When this contract with the United States is finally finished, none of these submarines will be welcomed in New Zealand ports, because sensibly, New Zealand is a nuclear-free nation. What about other cities around Australia? I'm here in Cairns. I don't want nuclear submarines in our port. A floating Chernobyl that could cause disaster if ever there is a leak. Many cities around this country need to speak up now and say they don't want these nuclear submarines in their ports. And we must all work hard to make sure this Morrison government's not re-elected. Let's keep our country peaceful, nuclear free and independent.